Welcome to The Explainer. You ever look at some athletes and wonder how they just seem to defy age, maybe even get stronger after 40? Well, today, we're going to unlock their secret. And here's a hint. It has way less to do with what they're doing in the gym and everything to do with what's on their plate.
All right, so here's our game plan. First up, we're going to tackle the 40-plus puzzle. Why your body just feels different. Then we dive straight into the solutions. Why protein becomes your new best friend, how to eat for recovery, and finally, the one thing that can supercharge your efforts and the one that can completely derail them.
Let's just kick things off with a dose of reality from a 63-year-old marathoner, Gilles Boulot. This quote just perfectly captures that morning feeling, right? That little ache that wasn't there yesterday. It's your body sending a pretty clear message. The old playbook, it won't work anymore. It's time to adapt.
So what is actually going on here? Why does it workout that was a total breeze in your 20s now feel like it needs its own 3-day recovery plan? Let's get into the biological shifts that really change the game for every single athlete over 40.
Honestly, the difference is just night and day. Think about it. In your 20s, your body is a recovery machine. You could probably eat a whole pizza, get a few hours of sleep, and still go set a personal record. But after 40, that same pizza might just haunt you for your entire run. That margin for error, it pretty much vanishes.
And look, this isn't just about feeling older. These are real, measurable changes happening under the hood. Your VO2 max, your peak heart rate, your body's ability to build and maintain muscle, it all just becomes less efficient. And these aren't excuses. They're the new set of parameters you have to work with.
The typical response to all this is just to double down. I'll just work harder, more miles, more reps. But that, my friends, is a trap. As we're about to see, that approach often leads you straight to the physical therapist office. The real gains are found somewhere else entirely.
And this is a perfect example of that exact trap. Marathoner Arnaud Samer felt great, ignored his coach, pushed it just a little too hard. And the result? A nagging injury that took him out for weeks. It's just a classic case of the body reminding you, pretty forcefully, that the old rules no longer apply. So this brings us to the central idea. The big takeaway of this whole explainer. For an athlete over 40, the biggest performance gains you're going to make are made off the track. It's your nutrition, your sleep, your hydration. That's where the real work happens now. It's the ultimate shift from just working harder to working smarter.
Okay, so if we're working smarter, where do we even begin? Well, the first and, frankly, the most critical pillar is protein. It's the absolute essential building block for fighting that age-related muscle loss we just talked about. Now, here's the key piece of science you need to know. It's a term called anabolic resistance. And it basically just means your muscles get a little hard of hearing when it comes to protein as you age. The signal from the protein you eat just isn't as strong as it used to be. So to get that same muscle-building response, you literally have to turn up the volume. If you remember one single thing from this entire explainer, please make it this. You almost certainly need more protein. And I don't mean just a little bit more. Experts suggest that older athletes might need to double their intake just to get the same benefits that younger athletes get. That is a massive shift. And quality really matters. We're talking about lean sources like chicken, fish, and eggs. Arnaud Samer actually made this a cornerstone of his diet, specifically swapping out his sugary breakfasts for protein-packed eggs. See, this isn't just about dinner. It's about fueling your body right from the moment you wake up.
Okay, but protein is only part of the equation. The rest of your diet needs to be working for you, not against you. And the goal here is to create an anti-inflammatory environment that actually accelerates your recovery.
Gilles Boulot absolutely nails it with this quote about empty calories. You know what he's talking about. Those foods that give you a quick hit of satisfaction but provide zero nutritional benefit. And what's worse, they actively contribute to inflammation, which is the absolute enemy of recovery. So this is what nutrition experts often call an alkalizing or anti-inflammatory diet. The principle is incredibly simple. Eat more of the foods on the right, whole, natural, nutrient-dense foods, and way less of the inflammatory stuff on the left. It's a simple framework for a diet that actively helps your body heal itself. And finally, let's talk about the two simplest yet most powerful variables in your entire performance equation. One is a total game changer, and the other is an absolute performance killer. I'm talking about hydration and alcohol. So think about this for a second. You've got a guy who runs a sub-320 marathon at age 50. What do you think was the single biggest factor in his success? Was it some new high-tech shoe? A secret training plan? No. The actual answer is so much simpler,
and it's something every single one of us has access to.
It was water. Just proper, consistent hydration. I know, it sounds almost too simple to be true, but every single process in your body, from muscle repair to energy production, depends on it. It is hands down the most overlooked and most powerful performance enhancer out there.
And then you've got the complete opposite of a performance enhancer, alcohol. It's just a triple threat of bad news for athletes. It's packed with empty calories, it absolutely destroys your sleep quality, and it directly slows down muscle repair. It's no coincidence that both of the marathoners we've been talking about have virtually eliminated it.
So let's just put it all together. This right here is your 4-step playbook. It's not some complicated diet, it's a fundamental shift in strategy. Up your protein, focus on whole foods, make hydration a non-negotiable, and get rid of the things that are holding you back. This is the blueprint for thriving as an athlete after 40.
And we'll close with this really powerful insight from Gilles Boulot. The goal isn't to be the athlete you were at 25. The goal is to be the best athlete you can possibly be today. It's a new puzzle, a new challenge, a new battle. So the only question left is, how are you going to choose to solve it?